Well, the Indian government has made a second appeal to extradite Purulia arms drop accused Kim Davy. Indian government writes to the Denmark government after Times Now follows the story. Denmark, meanwhile, is yet to respond to India's fresh extradition plea.
I was received in the MP's personal car and put in the back seat and driven to his official residence within the sight of the president's residential dome.
Who's the MP?
And at that,
Name the
at
member
his
of
home,
Parliament.
at Papu Yadav's home, Mr. J.K. Dodd arrived shortly afterwards.
You named two people, and I must say this, that you are naming them at your own responsibility.
Your chief from 96 onwards has just said on national TV that he was stopped in...
This was the first time that India heard the man behind the mysterious Purulia arms drop case in 1995. Successive governments had forgotten about him. Probe agencies had put the case in the back burner until Times Now got him to speak out. After a brief national outcry and some predictable promises, nothing moved. And yet again, 3 years later, it was Times Now that brought the issue to the fore. Now the government, forced to take note of Times Now's reportage, as they moved to make a fresh extradition after failing the first time.
It's nearly 20 years since the Purulia arms drop, and the first request to extradite Kim Davy has failed. Now the Indian government is trying once again, and the Home Ministry and the External Affairs Ministry have got together and decided it is possible to try for a second extradition. The question is, even though the Danes are more amenable now, according to the Indian government, will Davy finally get to India?
Indian agencies have always been a step behind in the case, right from his escape from India to him being traced in Denmark. In 2011, Danish court rejected India's extradition plea.
It will depend on the political will of the Danish government to respond to India's claims, to the persuasiveness and the credibility and the case that India provides to them, the legal ammunition that it provides to them to prove that yes, there was a crime committed and there is sufficient evidence to extradite a particular person to stand trial in India.
As recent as June 2014, a handful of Danish filmmakers attempted to present the accused Davy's side of the story, alleging a cover-up from the Indian side. But Times Now delving deeper into the mystery, as India for the first time heard the real mastermind behind the arms drop. Even as Indian agencies and successive governments slept through one of the biggest mysteries in contemporary India, Times Now leading from the front to unsolve it by bringing the man behind the drop, Kim Davy, closer to the law. Bureau Report, Times Now.